Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Weighted to Win Wednesday. We're out at Hollywood Bets Greyville. It's a poly meet. There are 8 races on the track now, so let's hopefully we can get straight into the action and get something going in terms of some collections or winnings or whatever you want to call it. Our social media handle, we're on Twitter, don't forget, at Weighted to Win, so be sure to note that, as well as we got a WhatsApp number for you. Otherwise, we're on 4racing.tv. There are a few platforms you can reach and engage with us, and we very much like to reciprocate all the same. All right, let's get straight to the action. Darren Burrows on the line from Cape Town. Darren, Cape Town was a bit tough yesterday. It wasn't easy, not as easy as we thought anyway.
Yes, I thought a horse like Speed Machine a little bit disappointing. I think he is a 1,400-meter horse after that because he accelerated really strongly over 14 compared to the mile. And we missed a PA in the last leg. It would have paid in the region of 30, 40 rand, and we had it 200 times, but our banker ran fourth. But then touching on today's card, race 1. This is my best bet on the card, Parmenion. He's a lovely chestnut. He's got a big action. He turned into the straight stone last time out, and he was flying up late to only get beat a length and a half. He steps up to 1,400 meters from a decent enough draw. If he's put in the race early, I think he'll run on by the final 200. So I'm going Parmenion to open the meeting.
Okay, Parmenion, perhaps the right one in the first. Daryl Marie, you agree?
Yes, Claude. That was his first start with his tongue tie being fitted, and he obviously took to the polytrack too. Now, in his penultimate start, he did try a mile. He pulled on that occasion. I just hope he settles over the 7 furlongs because he finished his race off extremely well last time out, and I do believe he'll hold the likes of Captain Catman and Fleet Commander. Now, there is a line of form through Stevie G, and he's approximately a length and a half superior to Captain Catman, but he's got the draw and he's got a 2.5 kg apprentice allowance, much better on the polytrack, so he should be thereabouts once again. And Fleet Commander back on the polytrack, he could bounce back to some sort of form, but Parmenion to open the card.
Okay, well, let's hopefully Parmenion can basically make it work for us. I see Lovers Lane come out to run a drum after that, as Stevie G heard from Daryl. Hopefully Parmenion can break that form line drought, so to speak, of that particular race. Let's go into our bipod. This is what it looks like. We're going banker 5, an affordable perm, Darren. You still got a few bankers up there.
Yes, I've gone banker 5 Parmenion by 1, 2, 3, by 1, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. By bankering Q Wing, my value bets on the card, I think he'll be right there. By 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9. By 2, a banker in the last leg, the recent maiden winner, Famous and Rich. He looks a progressive sort at a cost of 90 Rand or 450 Rand for 5 times.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get on to our place accumulator now. Darren Burrows on the line. Talk about the second race. When we were doing the show this morning, this horse was favourite, called American Style number 2 from the Alison Wright. Rachel Veniker's riding that, and this particular horse trading at 33 to 10. Darren?
I thought the toughest race on the card. It is competitive racing the whole day, but race 2, all of 8 runners can win. They're very moderate. They're battling to win their maidens. I thought if I had to have a first choice, it would be Green Sleeves. I do believe she'll appreciate the step up in trip, just the way she races and the way she runs on at the finish. Over horses like American Style and Whispering Green, but a wide open race.
Wide open race in as far as this race is concerned. Daryl Marie will help us out here. Wild race.
Limited bunch, Clyde. Try go wide in your exotics. The 3 that Darren touched on are my top 3 picks. American Style last time out, she should have finished much closer. She met interference at a crucial stage. Whispering Green, she's certainly improved with the blinkers. She's now trying extra out of her Model Man mare. I think she should get the extra. And then Green Sleeves, obviously at the weights. So it's possibly between the 1, 2, and 3, but I wouldn't be shocked to see something else pop up.
Yeah. I see now that that rule with Rachel Veniker claiming, claiming the 1.5 on American Style now. I think that's official as from the 1st of August, right? It's official now. That's correct. So now the thing is, you've got to take advantage of that. As a punter, this is the opportunity now to use that in your play, with Rachel claiming the 1.5. And you've got to watch what she rides very carefully. In this race, she's on American style. Let's get our place accumulator up. Here we go. We'll put that up for you very quickly. And it's going 1, 2, 3, by 1 and 3, by 6 and 8, by 3 and 4, by 2 and 3, by 7 and 10, by 1, 5, 8. That place accumulator that's on your screen will cost you 288 Rand. The guys have indicated today is for the brave. So let's get on. Back with us. Welcome back. Let's get on to race number 3 on the card. I know in the bipots, Darren, you went quite a few horses in the bipot as they bet 4-1 the field. Q for You's top of the boards at 4-1, 9-2. Name of the game, and the one Wedding Bliss is currently trading at 5-1. So they're all got chances. Rachel Venika's riding Name of the Game. You like it?
I think she's a big runner. Just touching on the pace, you got Q for You in the race, who goes very fast up front, and Wedding Bliss will probably track her every move. And then horses like Name of the Game will be running on strongly at the finish, as well as a horse like Roy's Rocker. Now, she ran under a length behind Iron Chef in her penultimate start, and she's 5.5 kilos better off at the weights. So those that I've touched on all have chances.
Okay, we're going to talk about pick sixes in a moment. I know in the bipot your boys have put, well, Darren put, I think, the most horses in this race. That's probably the most challenging one.
Yeah, Darren touched on 4 or 5 horses over there, Claude.
Not on any of those.
My top 2 picks are yet to come. So I'm actually fairly bullish with regards to number 3, Iron Chef. You know, in her penultimate start, Claude, the first 3 in that race were well clear of the 4th place runner. She really stepped up her game over the extra. Then last time out, over the mile, I thought it's distance short of her best now. I thought she did extremely well in getting up in the shadows of the post. Only a 3-pound hike back over the extended trip. I make her very, very hard to beat. And then if I do have to have a danger, Claude, I'll back up with number 5, Bay Breeze. Now you can see how low her ratings plummeted too. And last time out, she found some form. She has won over the soft in the over 10 furlongs in the past. So the step up is certainly not going to pose a problem. And she is the biggest danger to Iron Chef, in my opinion.
Okay. And Ryan Munger's riding Iron Chef on this occasion for the Prinsloo stable. Here's our pick 6. Let's put that up. Let's have a look what that looks like. And the boys are going 1, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. So Iron Chef's in there. 6 and 8 in the second leg of the pick 6. So we go hopefully Running Rifles and Q-Wing will do enough for us. Then 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Then 2, 3, 7. Then 5, 7, 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10. Yeah, it does. It's expensive. You can spend 45, 46 Rand for 1% if you want to. But the boys are telling me tough card, so let's play cautiously. Back with us, let's get jackpots on. Daryl Marie's worked out an affordable jackpot. I'll come to him in a moment. Let's talk to Darren Burrows about the race first. Running Rifles is top of the boards at 5-2. Looks the right one in the race, Darren, for Justin Snaith and Rachel Venica. I thought they look hard to beat, but I know you like Q-Wing a lot.
Well, I can't split the two of them, but I am leaning towards Q-Wing. He's got an electrifying turn of foot on his day. And I think the drop back to 14 with the pace being on, he's going to be slicing through the field. And he's got a really good turn of foot. So I'm going Q-Wing over Running Rifles, who's in form, gets the apprentice claim of 1.5 kilos, has to be competitive.
Okay. Daryl, let's talk about the race quickly. There's just a couple of horses in this race in your jackpot.
I see it very similarly. I'm just going in the opposite direction, Claude. I'm going the 8 over the 6. Now, Running Rifles, in his penultimate start, Claude, he was desperately unlucky. He should have gone very close to winning on that occasion. And last time out, he was hard-pressed to win. There's no doubt about that. But it was against stronger opposition. And what's key over here, he's got the 1.5 kg apprentice allowance off his back. And he really loves the surface. The same can be said about Q-Wing. I think he's only had 2 starts on the polytrack to date for a 1 and a second. My concern is the drop to the 7 furlongs, because he does get going very late in his races. So if he gets there in time, he could certainly trouble Running Rifles. But I think we can go very short in this leg.
Yeah, these have got frank form lines out of there. I mean, what Mr. Pagel, one from the one line, forward spell, one from the other line. So that's good enough, right?
Yeah.
So you happy with the jackpot we're about to put up?
I'm very happy. Thank you.
Okay. Let's put that jackpot up for you now. Here it is. Let's have a look at it. And 6 and 8 for Daryl. 3 and 8, just a couple of runners really raced, Daryl. 24 rand a time, is it?
Well, Clyde, we need to get some money and
Yeah.
can't afford to go field. So, yep, that's my perm. It's a 24 rand perm, and I'm opting to spend 480 rand today.
Inshallah, let it arrive. Race number 5. Let's get going. Peter Muscat, one of my favorite trainers. And this guy, Girl of Dragunta, anyway, top of the boards at 18 to 10. Lady Tiptree's the second choice, who's at 11 to 2 at the moment. And then you've got Lady Macbeth, who's 11 to 2. Can we get away with a horse like a Girl of Dragunta here, Darren?
Well, it wasn't in my top 4 selections. I know she's a recent maiden winner, beating horses like Feeling Groovy. I thought she's got a bit more to do, but I wouldn't be surprised to see her win. Lady Macbeth, now she ran on really strongly last time to get up, and she gets her apprentice claim of 2.5 up in trip. I think she'll be right there. Another horse to consider, Winter's Destiny, always right there at the finish. Kingsmead Crystal has found some consistency, and with only 51.5 kilos, has to be right there. Lady Tiptree has to go in, and the 2 at the bottom of the page, Flashy Katrina and Freedom's Fire, with the 4 kilos off their back. So I'm making it more open than what the betting suggests.
Yeah, so it's a tough race. So if I had to ask you, Darren, what would be your first choice in a race like this? I'll go with you for a moment. What's your outright choice? Have you made one?
Not really. I thought Lady Macbeth should be right there, but it's an open race.
Open race. Let's bring Daryl in. We've seen Daryl's jackpot now, and just a couple of runners in the jackpots, yeah?
Yes, Clyde. I nearly banked Lady Tiptree. I was very impressed with the latest victory. She came into the straight and clipped heels. She stumbled, still managed to gather herself up and quicken and finish that race off. I know she did pick up a £4 penalty for winning on that occasion, but the first 2 pulled well clear of the third place runner. I think they were 3.5 lengths clear. So she's obviously in a good space. She's in cracking form, neat draw. Everything's in her favour, and I'm expecting her to go back to back. Obviously, healthy respect for Girl of Dragunta. Now, you can't be bullish on her form line. That's for sure. I think 0 from 10. But it's in the manner in which she quickened up and put that field to bed that indicates she's got a lot more to offer. So we don't know how good she is. And I think she could be well ahead of the handicapper, but she's also inexperienced at the same time. So Lady Tiptree, plenty in her favour. She'll be the one to beat.
Okay. All right, interesting race. I see the 2's out. So if you don't know, those of you who don't know yet, number 2's scratched, not going to be running this race. We have worked out our play for you on the tote. Let's put that up quickly and a look at our second opportunity in terms of jackpots. And we're going a bit more aggressive than previously. We're going 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, by 2, 3, 7, by 5, 7, 10, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10. Spend 40 Rand if you want, give you 10%. Welcome back. Let's get on to race number 6 now. That's a handicap at the 68 level. It's run over the 18 and we are on the poly. If you have joined us, welcome to our show. We're on Twitter at Waited to Win. That's our handle. If you don't know it, that's what we use. And we're also on 4racing.tv. We've got a WhatsApp number as well that we'd like for you to join us on. And we'll try our best to interact with you through our admin department on that basis. Okay, let's get on to race 6 now. Go to Darren Burrows, work out what's the right horse. Sean Terry's got Rachel Vernica riding Track Commander here. So I see starting to find a little bit of form as Track Commander. So what's your take here, Darren?
Well, I'm in the camp of the recently turned 3-year-old Famous and Rich. He's got a really good turn of foot. I know on debut, he made up a lot of ground to run second behind Swing Upon a Star. We saw him frank the form by winning a feature over the weekend. And last time, there was no pace in the race, and they decided to go to the head of affairs. He settled beautifully, and he quickened away from the field in style. I think he's a horse looking for the 1,800-meter trip from a good draw. I'm not sure what the tactics will be, obviously depending on the pace, but he can really quicken smartly. Over horses like Secret Giver, in form, loves the poly, should be right there. and Master to Be. I thought a good win last time out when stepped up in trip and has to be competitive. The best of the rest, Track Commander.
Okay. Few in here that have got chances. Let's talk about Daryl Marie. I'll talk about Famous and Rich, who's a recent maiden winner. And Darren seems quite keen on the horse's career. What do you think?
Yeah, Clyde, there was a little bit of tactical race riding last time out. Richard Free looped them and caught Jason Gates off guard and pushed him into a gap that I don't really think suited this horse. And once he got into the open, he really quickened up well. You know, he's bred to stay. He's dam 1/10 furlongs. He's full sister 1/1.5 miles. So there's no doubt he's going to be more effective over this trip. But he's taken on some hard knockers over here. Another horse that could appreciate the step up in trip, Clyde, is number 3, Flute. Now, I know he beat a very, very weak field on day when winning his maiden, in fact, but I thought he stepped up beautifully next time out in a maiden, in a handicap. He wasn't beaten too far, and I'm really keen to see how he goes over the 9 furlong this time round. So I'm favouring the 2 horses that have yet to perform over this distance, but I do believe that if they are more effective, they could be under the radar over here and ahead of the handicapper.
Yeah.
So 2 from 3 for me.
Interesting. Flute's any price, huh?
Yeah, that
16,
stable.
20 to 1.
You raving about that stable?
Their stable's deadly.
And
Tony Riverland is flying at the moment.
And the
Absolutely
combination's
flying.
doing well too. So
Yeah. And you're feeling better. How are you feeling now? You're feeling all right?
50-50.
So I hear you're not sounding great, eh?
Well, I've been worse.
Nothing that wallets can't change. Ultimately, you wake up in the morning with a bulkier wallet. You all of a sudden feel so much better.
How did you feel yesterday?
I keep telling him it's all in the mind. I was feeling great yesterday. I woke up this morning, I feel sick after what happened yesterday. Couldn't win a rand. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look at what we're doing. We're going Famous and Rich. Darren Burrows says that's the way to do it. Famous and Rich. It's amazing how we were just talking about it a moment ago. During the show this morning, Daza was top of the board at 11-10. I don't know what the price is now. You guys watching now will get a much better idea as you go and have a look at the market. But Daza was 11-10 this morning. I see made headlines in the Full Racing News as well. I think Jack Milner, posted Daza hard to beat. And I want to check with Darren Burrows if he agrees.
Well, I do believe he's the horse to beat in the lineup. He blew the field away last time out, beating Ready or Not, who was, I think, 5-10 on that occasion. He beat him by almost 5 lengths. That was on the poly over a mile. He's got a deep draw to contend with, but he's got a really good turn of foot, and he could follow up in this company. Dangers would come from horses like High Green, with the 4 kilos off his back, 53 kilos. Kajedi's 1 from 1 on him in his penultimate start when he beat Galabier. And then Double Espresso off his low rating. He returned to form last time out, and he's definitely won with a winning chance.
Okay. Well, Dowser was a recent winner, of course, and there's nothing from there that's run, so it's very early to tell as to what that form's about.
Yeah, Clyde, that was, I don't know if you recall the race, but Richard Free pulled the trigger at the top of the straight, got first run on the odds-on favourite. And when the favourite got a run down the inside, he wasn't exactly closing in on him because Daza was running right through to the line. I don't think the step up in triple will deter him whatsoever. It's actually going to be in his favour. And I think he could be a smart horse in the making. I think one to definitely follow and make him one of the best bets on the card.
Because I don't think Ready or Not is a slouch, right? I mean, he's
I think they're
decent.
both above average. So, Double Espresso, like Darren touched on, last time out, he proved that he's still got some life in him off his low rating. I believe if the favourite fluffs his lines, Double Espresso will be there to pick up the pieces.
The one? Okay. Is that the danger, Double Espresso? All right, well, if that's the case, let's see what we're going to do. We're going into the closing stages now of our race meeting, so let's hopefully it all goes well with this exacta box where we're boxing 5, 7 and 10. That's naturally the plan, and you can use that R6 a time, remember? You only have to spend R6 if you want to. That's entirely up to you. Last race on the card. We're homeward bound now, and Hollywood Bets Greyville brings the 8. This says Hollywood Bets Bright Future Handicap. It's over 1,000 metres, and it runs at 25.25. Darren, Tell me we got a bright future to wrap up the last, please.
Well, there's so much pace in the race. You've got Beaded Gown, Quick Run, Her Royal Majesty, Magically, Voice Notes. They go flat out. And that's why I'm going to lean towards horses that run on from off the pace. And that's going to be a horse like Looking Hot off a low rating. I think she is a 1,000-meter specialist, and she could get into the action the final 200 meters. Another one to consider, Miss Magician and Beckoning Beauty.
Yeah, what happened Looking Hot last time? Remember we tipped it because it got interfered with that horse that fell off, that loose horse that Rachel Vinegar hurt herself with, unfortunately, and but never raised a gallop last time.
Well, that was over the 1,400-meter trip. I think she's got a short burst of speed, and the 1,000's going to suit her.
Okay, so better over 1,000 meters for Looking Hot. Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that.
You like it? Like I see, it's any price, huh?
Yeah. In
we
a
back it?
penultimate slot, you can just put a line through that. And then last time, like Darren touched on, 7 furlongs too far. Yeah, so I'll make her the 30.
What price is that, Daryl? 15 to 1.
You, the betting man, Clyde.
What is 15 to 1?
You love giving us betting updates.
Oh, what it was, I never looked at it again, but now you're saying if it's 5 furlongs, you boys, it's this is the horse.
Oh, she could be. Let's see. It's the hardest race.
Who's your first choice?
She is my first pick, ahead of the likes of number 1, Beckoning Beauty. Now, course and distance suited, the one draw. She's got good early toe. She could just slot in behind the front runners, and she could pick them up in the straights. But Clyde, Looking Hot for the field.
Okay, Looking Hot for the field. I can tell you they were betting this morning. Miss Magician 9 to 2, number 5. 4 Beaded Gown 5 to 1. 7 Her Royal Majesty 11 to 2. 9 Magically 6 to 1, and 1 Beckoning Beauty 8 to 1, and 3 New Orleans 8 to 1, and the 10 Puff of Smoke 8 to 1. So quite open race. Then 15 to 1 bar those. All right, let's put our selections up. The boys are going swingers here. They feel that's the safest play. So 1, 5, and 8. They've been talking about Looking Hot here. Who's any price? 1, 5, 8 is the swinger. And again, that's entirely, if you want to spend on a swinger, remember your minimum bet on a swinger is R2. So if it's R2 you want to spend, of course, you're more than welcome to do so in that last race. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching Waiter to Win. We really do appreciate it. Trust it's been a good start to the half of the week. And hopefully we look forward now because we've got Vaal on Thursday, Fairview Friday, and, of course, weekends racing to come. Waiter to Win here every day to give you guidance. That's what we're only here for, is to guide. The rest is entirely up to you. You obviously, hopefully you are studying and you are putting it together from there. Thanks so much, everybody. Stay well.